that their star players saved their season in the second half?
Saved their season. They still got a lot of, tough roads ahead. They got to win some ball games if they want to get back in the conversation.
Yeah.
But they lose this, it's done. Gone. Over. And the star players showed up after an abomination of the first half and said, this is what we're capable of doing. And it started with Aaron. He had 32 yards to the half, and he's just ripping. But let's get into this. Here we go. 2nd and 12. 3 guys in Aaron's face. Are you kidding me? This throw was ridiculous, and the catch was even better. Look at the window he has to throw this. No way. And Garrett Wilson, huge snag, finishes it off with a TD. Unbelievable. 4th and 2. The release here.
Yeah.
Jay, we got our guy back.
He's
and this
back.
is what okay. Oh, put your foot in the ground, get out. We put this guy in the ground. Big play there, takes a hit, comes back later in the game. Are you kidding me? I'm amped. 3rd and 19. We got nothing going. We got to take a shot. So we go up to Garrett Wilson. Look at this. This is unbelievable. It's one of the best catches I have ever seen. And you sit here, I thought Aaron was washed. He doesn't look washed. Neither is Garrett Wilson. And then here we go. 3rd and 3 again. Not as great of a release, but still a ton of separation. Huge play by Davante Adams, and part of the reason he could do that is because it's man coverage. And what you don't realize with him is that he's so great at the quick slants. Even though you didn't see it again a ton today, the quick outs, that's what gives him that quick release to be able to run those fade balls. And you sit here, and yes, they're not in the hunt. They're not really in the hunt, in my opinion, yet. But that four wins is in the playoffs right now. They got 3, and the schedule is weak. Now, that being said, when I say weak, that does not mean easily winnable games.
Right.
As we've seen from this Jets team, nothing is easily winnable. I mean, they dropped a touchdown today. They did a lot of things to try and lose in the first half.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. The first half was so different from the second half. In your mind, I know you believe in this team, but what is this team really? Is that team we saw in the first half, or is that team we saw in the second half?
Jay, I would like to answer that with a concrete answer, but I do not know. Because it's one thing to make a mistake, but if we dig into this first half, and there's just a few we'll probably have to dig into, it was like one guy after the next, just ridiculous plays. First drive, 2nd and 10. It's a drop. You say, oh, it's not the end of the world, but it is, because now you go to 3rd and 10 and you take a sack. 3rd and 5 versus 3rd and 10, completely different ball game. Okay, next drive, 3rd and 9. 2nd and 9. Davante Adams is somehow run blocking, miscommunication. Can't have it. I mean, we talked about this. Your season's on the line. At this point, it was 0-0. You dropped the perfect play, and we dropped the ball going into the end zone.
Why do
It's utter carnage. 2nd and 5, end of the half. This play right here, again, ended up not mattering, but you would think in a tighter ball game, Davante catches that. It's a good route. It's a good throw, and you've got a field goal. But instead, you're down 7. Again, ended up not mattering, but you look at this game, even early on, Ty Conklin had a catch, ended up almost a fumble the other way, but they called it incomplete. That was another one on that. Couple false starts. It just is bad, sloppy football. We talked about it, Jay. The contrast, because all of a sudden in the second half, these guys come out and look utterly amazing. Davante looked awesome. Garrett Wilson made 2 of the best catches we've seen in a long time.
Like a young Odell, right?
I mean, yes. Aaron Rodgers is getting absolutely shredded by Ryan Fitzpatrick on the broadcast at half, saying this guy's washed, he's garbage. And he comes out and looks like an all-pro in the second half. It was
maybe
wild.
That's what he needed. Maybe he saw the footage.
Yeah, he doesn't like when him and Fitzpatrick got some beef.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, I said we'd talk Texans. They're still leading the AFC South. Joe Mixon, you alluded to it. How much of a difference maker is this guy going to be for this team?
Unbelievable, especially late in the season, because he brings so much toughness. You look at this Texans team. Nico Collins will come back eventually.
Yep.
Tank Dell is more of a smaller stature receiver, but an elite player. They're more of a finesse-style team, and then all of a sudden you see Mixon just taking on bodies, crazy workload, carry after carry. Even when he came out for a breather, you'd see him on the sideline like, I'm coming back in. He's not waiting for the coach. You could tell that he's really bought in here. He's the star of this offense right now. And again, I think a playoff football, which the Texans will be playing, this is a guy you want on your roster.
Well, and you lose Stephon Diggs. This is a massive thing to have Mixon still there.